As the sun shines on all of my glory, my flaws don't look so bad at all. What was I so afraid of?
Hey everybody, it's Sharmel. Welcome back to my channel. First and foremost, Happy New Year. This is not my first video of the new year, but I haven't been on camera physically telling you guys Happy New Year, so Happy New Year. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a 2020 recap, talking about things that I learned in 2020 and what's to come for 2021. So a lot of people keep describing 2020 as a very challenging year, but if I had to sum up 2020 in one word, it would be faith. Regardless of your spiritual, religious background, I feel like 2020 was a constant test of faith for everyone. So many unexpected things happened, and it's funny because over the last few years in my life, one of my continuous prayers have been to increase my faith, and God said, okay, bet this year, okay? It's crazy because you think a lot of us, we all kind of want this like supernatural faith, and you know, we have the ability to achieve and accomplish everything that we want and believe in, and that's true. But the thing with faith is that it's easy to have faith when everything in your life is going good. You know, faith is a whole different subject when it seems like the world is falling apart around you, and I feel like the world literally felt like it was falling apart every day, almost every day last year. Okay, 2020 was a lot of loss for people, a lot of sickness. Me and my mom were talking, and it was like, man, we went to more funerals and experienced more death than we probably have within the last 5 to 10 years, within 1 year. Overall, 2020 was hard, but I can sit here today, talk to you guys, and still be in good spirits in spite of everything that has happened. It was just a lot of testing of faith, how much I trust God to provide for me, how much I trust God to protect me, how much I trust in myself to keep pushing and moving forward regardless of what is happening. So again, for me, 2020 was one big test of faith. So moving right along. So I feel like at the beginning of the year, 2020 was coined as the year of vision, of hindsight, and with saying that, 2020 did not disappoint when it came to vision and everything being exposed. Okay, for one, I feel like a lot of us, we were just kind of living oblivious to the kind of world that we lived in, and literally, mainly with the pandemic, it just shows you just how raggedy this country specifically is. Like, we've seen how raggedy the healthcare system is. We've seen how raggedy this country has been for literally centuries, and so while it was very chaotic, I do feel like a lot of it was necessary. Even in my own personal life, there were things that were revealed that just started to click and make sense, and I'm like, how is all of this happening? But I feel like had I not had the year of spending the months in quarantine, a lot of things would still be kind of being swept under the rug. At the end of the day, you can't fix anything that you don't acknowledge. If anything, in addition to things being clear, a big lesson I learned this year was perspective. I feel like when we coined 2020 as the year of vision, we were all looking at it, I guess, from a positive sense, and there's nothing wrong with that. I even did a video at the beginning of last year where I talked about vision and how it was important to me, basically. And you know, I usually do goals at the beginning of the year, and last year specifically, in addition to doing my goals, I literally went in and wrote everything that I wanted to happen. And it's crazy because as I look over, I recently revisited what I wrote out at the beginning of last year, and believe it or not, a lot of those things actually happened. A lot of the things that I was praying for and hoping for, they did happen, but they just didn't happen the way that I had visioned it. And keeping with the theme of vision, I came up with this analogy this morning, so hopefully it makes as much sense to y'all as it made into my head. You know, I wear glasses, right? And if you put an object in front of me, the object will look different based on whether or not I have my glasses on. With my glasses on, the clarity might be a little different. Without my glasses on, it might be a little fuzzy and I can't see all the details, but it doesn't change the object. And so I guess for me, the way that I'm kind of thinking about it is like, yeah, these are the things that I wanted. I was looking at it from the position without my glasses, and it happened from the position where I had my glasses. But if my goal is the object, regardless of what angle and perspective I'm looking at it from, the goal was accomplished in the end. So in addition to like vision and things just kind of being laid out and clear and in the open, I feel like perspective was another big thing that I learned this year. And then the last thing, as challenging as 2020 was, another good thing that came out of this last year was I got to rest. I mentioned this in my previous Q&A. I feel like as a society, we don't prioritize rest. We're also used to just constantly being on the go, constantly having something to do. If you think about it, literally from kindergarten to adulthood, we are conditioned to constantly be doing something, constantly be on the go. You understand how society is built, you know, you have to be able to provide for yourself. But like, as I look back over my life, I have not had chance to rest as much as I did this past year. And I'm so grateful. Prior to quarantine starting back in March, I literally had a responsibility or obligation every day of the week. And then the little time that I did have for myself, I felt like I was trying to fill it with everything that I couldn't do because of the other obligations and responsibilities. Y'all, I was wore out, and I didn't realize it until I actually had the time to sit down and rest. I got a time to sit down and be with myself, be with my thoughts. I feel like if anything positive came out of 2020, I got time to really rest. All right, so now moving on to 2021. This wasn't on my list, but another thing, like as I move into 2021, that I learned from last year is that don't get too ahead of yourself, okay? Like I said, I had a lot of things planned for 2020. I had a lot of things like worked out and how I was about to do this and how I was about to do that. And I may or may not have got a little ahead of myself. And God definitely set everybody down. He set me down for sure. So moving on into 2021. That's my first thing, is that I'm not getting too ahead of myself. But when it comes to like goals and just planning, overall planning for this year, I actually haven't written out any goals yet. I'm actually going to get me a new planner this weekend so that I can really spend some time and think about like what I really want this year. There's also still a few things that kind of got put on pause from my goal list last year just because of how things kind of planned out and just different restrictions and things that I wasn't able to fully accomplish. So I'm revisiting some of that stuff and kind of reworking it from a new perspective. That's kind of what I'm doing like in real life, my personal life outside of the camera. But I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with my YouTube channel. I feel like I have this discussion with you guys at least once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year, who knows. But I've been kind of wanting to do some rebranding with my channel. You guys know, if you don't know, because I do have a lot of new subscribers, I have literally been on YouTube for years. And what I realized is that all of this time I've been on YouTube, I've never really had a niche. I guess if I had to choose a niche, it would be beauty, but even it would be hair and beauty. But even within that community, that spectrum is so broad, you know. As long as I've been on YouTube, since starting my vlog journey, this was the first time like I felt like I belonged to a community. And belonging to a community was never a priority of mine, but this is the first time like when I've been doing content that it just really feels like, oh my god, like I really enjoy this. This is me. I can see myself going further with this type of stuff. So when it comes to rebranding for the new year, I am definitely going to be niching down this channel. And so I'm still kind of working out the kinks, organizing and doing things like that. But however, my theme for this year will be locks, looks, lifestyle. The first one, locks. I am going to, when it comes to like beauty and hair, I strictly want to stick to lock related videos. I just posted like my last wig obligation video earlier this week. Maybe if I were to do wig videos, it would be for somebody else. Just kind of over it a little bit. Like I said, I'll probably still continue to wear wigs during this beginning phase of my vlog journey while my hair is still transforming, but I don't want to be obligated to any more companies when it comes to wigs. I don't want to. I don't know. I feel like once you start doing it so much, it becomes very contractual. It doesn't feel as fun as it used to. And a lot of these wig companies, they be having so many demands and they barely want to pay you, and that's a different story for a different day. But yes, I am going to be scaling back on my wig, weave videos, and mainly focusing on my lock journey, lock tutorials, and things of that nature. So the next part of my theme is luxe. So luxe is short for luxury. For me, luxury is anything that adds to the overall value of your life. In addition to starting my lock journey, I recently turned 30 a couple of months ago, and I told you guys in previous videos that I've kind of been in like this redefining stage of my life. And so I kind of want to show you guys not how I glow up, because I don't necessarily like that term, but just kind of how I'm redefining my life. And that will include like the outer appearance of my life. Like I want to continue to do I want to pick back up on the fashion series that I started last year. I didn't forget about it, but in addition to that, I also want to continue to focus on like the self-love, the self-development, the personal growth, the personal development. And with saying that, if you guys don't know, I did start a second channel last summer, which was surrounded all on the personal growth and the self-love. And I have I have abandoned that channel for a couple of months now. It was not intentionally, but when I created that channel, that was really the kind of content that I wanted to move into. But I was trying to make this channel strictly beauty. And I'm like rebranding all of this. I'm thinking about bringing that content back to this channel. I appreciate everyone who went and subscribed to that channel. Like that's what I really wanted to do initially, and now that I'm rebranding all of this, I just feel like it goes better with this theme. So if you guys haven't seen any of those videos, I will link my channel down below for you guys to talk about. But again, it just kind of covers videos that deal with self-love and personal growth and development. And then the lifestyle is basically how all of that, the redefining, the locks, translate in real life. And I just want to do more lifestyle type of videos. So yeah, that's what I have planned for this year. If you have any video requests related to the locks, luxe, lifestyle theme, let me know. Since starting my lock journey, since turning like, I don't know, as crazy as 2020 was, this is the first time in a long time I've just been really excited about something new. So yeah, if you had to define 2020 in one word, let me know how you would define it down in the description box, and let me know your plans and goals as we go into this new year. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Snatched by Sharmel. Oh, that's another thing. I was like, if I'm not doing like hair videos, am I technically still Snatched by Sharmel? But follow me on Instagram, Snatched by Sharmel. And I'll see you all in my next video.